Hello everyone. I am back in the forest of northern New Mexico, and I want to invite all of us to take a minute to tune in to the frequency of this forest, to the gentleness, to the stillness, to the softness that is here, this beautiful frequency. So take a minute to close or lower your eyes. Take a few thoughtful breaths. Just allowing everything to settle. And as we do this, as we connect in together, we're collapsing time and space. And through my intention to share this beautiful space, this place with all of you, and your intention to be here with me and to receive what is being offered in this transmission, we're collapsing time and space, and we're here together. So that is what I want to invite us all into this week, is to start to own our agency, to place ourselves in the frequency, in the place, in the state that we choose to be in, with all of the incredible illusory fear on the planet, and the fear-mongering and the chaos, and all that's going on in the collective. It is so vitally important that we choose how we want to show up in our own lives. And the frequency that is present for us this week to really tap into is reflection and redistribution. Reflecting where we've been, what we've created, what we've experienced, and then making corrections or redistributions of the focus of our awareness, which is the power of our ability to create. And so focusing our life force energy into the channel, into the direction, into the timeline that we want to be creating, that we want to be experiencing. So this week is really all about life path and a life review. Our life path, the path that our soul set out, that the curriculum that our soul chose to experience life through the human physical vehicle of our beautiful bodies, through the consciousness of the mind that is connected to the vehicle of our bodies, coupled with our consciousness, our exacting frequency fractalization of source. And I'm using that word very specifically, source. And it can mean so many things, but I really feel the frequency of that word is accurate in honing our focus and awareness to tap into ourselves as source, to our spirit, to our superconsciousness that is residing within this physical form, having this human experience with the divine mind that we all are a part of. So tomorrow is a particularly important gateway. 8/8. A lot of people call this the Lion's Gate energy, and this is an astronomical yearly occurrence that happens when the star Sirius in the constellation of Orion aligns to the portals on Earth that were created to open at this particular time on this particular day in the calendrical cycle that we all live through here on Earth. So we can think of this as a starting point. We can think of this as a new year. And we can connect into the frequency of the Lion's Gate. Why is it called the Lion's Gate? Because it's in the constellation. It's in the frequency of the constellation of the lion. And so we tap into that spirit of the lion, to the strength of the lion within each of us, to the confidence of the lion, to the look at me frequency of being in joy and fulfillment of our life path and our mission here on Earth, what we're here to study and learn, to grow consciousness, to move up the scales of awareness of ourselves as consciousness until we are reabsorbed back into source. That is why we have this beautiful opportunity to have these human lives and to really relish and celebrate that we have a human life. This is a gift. And how are we utilizing this gift of time and space here on Earth at this time? That's what we're being, the opportunity that we're being invited in to explore this week frequentially. The Lion's Gate is opening to give us a portal to access the aspect of self, the part of us, what we can think of as the monad or the superconsciousness, the aspect of us that is still in non-physical form, that is closer to source than we are here on Earth. We are all enormous beings of light having a human experience, and only a tiny portion of our spirit is here on Earth with us, exploring and creating and investigating and having experience. So this Lion's Gate, the Sirius star system, is Sirius A and Sirius B, are opening the portals of connection back to our super consciousness, back to our whole self, our monad, our source back at the point of origin. So we can tap into feeling into what is my true soul mission here, and to reflect on my path of study, what I'm here to study, and how am I doing? Have I veered off course? Am I really on target? Am I on the timeline? Am I in it? Am I in the investigation of what I came here to explore? The qualities of human consciousness. The qualities of human consciousness connected through the emotional body, which is the voice of our superconscious self. Our emotions are the context through which we have experience and we grow in our ability to be who we truly are. So this gift is here for us every year, and I'm so grateful that I'm able to transmit this frequency intel today as we are in the opening of that portal, and to share with you how I am going to be feeling into this portal opening and utilizing the frequency of stillness to investigate, how am I doing? Am I on target? Am I way off track? Am I like, have I gotten soft and lazy and I'm not really paying attention to the guidance that comes through, the nudges, the investigations that I came here to explore? I am crystal clear. One of the expressions of human consciousness that I came here to explore, and I've shared this with other frequency intels, is the investigation of surrender. Surrendering my human will for comfort, for ease, for everything to be okay at all times, for me to know what's coming and to have, to have everything sort of be handed to me so that I can feel safe and comfortable. Well, that doesn't present much opportunity for growth for me. And boy, have I had experiences that are ongoing to explore how much I can surrender to the unknown, how much I can surrender to faith that I am on the right path, even if I'm in struggle, and that it all is for my highest evolution, whatever I'm experiencing, whatever I'm exploring, whatever I'm investigating. So I am going to be spending this week exploring my path of soul growth. And how am I going to be doing that? So this is the beauty of the strategies that come through that caused me to begin to share these frequency intel in the first place. Is I recognized how powerful the strategies that come through when I tap into what is going to be occurring this week, what are the frequencies I'm going to be working with, and what are the strategies I can use to move through these frequencies, these challenges, these experimentations, and to tap into my alchemical abilities. So tapping into the alchemist. One of the strategies is to read The Alchemist, this fantastical book, to explore and investigate what is alchemy? What are the alchemical principles that we work through in this beautiful place we call Earth? And one of those principles is the Great Spirit, the ally, the guides, the teachers, the masters, the loved ones who are on our team, who are always here, and to tap into the guidance that is available to us 24/7. It's always present. And that requires the suspension of disbelief. That requires surrendering into, I'm going to trust that still small voice that I hear in the background telling me to do this certain thing or giving me guidance about a particular exploration that I'm in. I'm going to trust, and I'm going to explore what it's like to surrender to the divine will of my soul plan, knowing that it is growing me. That is why I'm having the experiences that I'm having. So one of the things that was coming through very strongly to share is illusory fear on the planet is at an all-time high. Authentic fear is our ally. Learning to distinguish between these two fears, these two consciousness, is critical for us. When we sense illusory fear, meaning a fear that has no basis in reality, a fear that our mind has tapped into, that is future projecting some horrible thing happening or some challenge that we don't want to go through, or it's projecting into our past experiences and going through our file bank in our beautiful brains and pulling up experiences that were challenging or hard or unexpected, shocking. A lot of shock on the planet right now. Those are all illusory fear, and our encouragement for this week, the strategy for this week, is detachment from illusory fears, and to know that this is the detaching from the collective, detaching from the news, detaching from the media, detaching from fear-mongering friends, colleagues, contributors, anything that is causing you to go into fear that has no basis to be in your reality is the most loving self-care that you can do this week. I'm not saying to ignore what's going on the planet, far from it. I am saying to go inside and to detach from anything that is not true, anything that is not has a basis in divine truth, divine guidance, and to give yourself permission to take this week to detach from the external reality and to go internal and to connect with the benevolent guides, the benevolent beings. And that means that includes your higher self, your consciousness. And to ask for that life review. Ask for the review of your soul plan and ask to be shown, am I on track? Am I not on track? What adjustments do I need to make? What corrections do I need to make? What do I need to understand? What wisdom do I need? What guidance do I need? And allowing the beings of light, the benevolent guides, to give us that guidance, to convey that guidance to us, to help us determine if we need to course correct, if we need to make some adjustments in how we're living, where we're living, what we're choosing to do with our time, how we're choosing to show up in service to our beautiful selves and to other consciousness on the planet. Is there a new course of study that is coming in that lights you up? That's happening for me, a new course of study to grow my consciousness. Is there a new opportunity for intimacy, for connection, for friendship, for resources to come that may not have been available? How do I need to course correct to be on my most aligned timeline with my soul plan that I chose for this incarnation? We go through a process as souls when we're not incarnated to choose all of the aspects of the life that we're going to be living, to help us learn the soul lessons that help us grow, to move closer to source, to be reabsorbed back into source, to become one of the ancient ones who create these worlds within worlds within worlds, and the opportunities for souls to be born, to grow, to have experience, to mature, to become masters, to become the ancient ones, and then to reabsorb back into source. I love the study of human consciousness. And so this is one way that we can do that this week, is to use our powers of remote viewing and astral travel to move into the space, into the place that gives us the opportunity, the ability to get still, to quiet our minds so that we can listen. That's why I was specifically guided to this exact spot where I'm transmitting this frequency intel from. Because the frequency that's here is gentleness, is stillness, and it is repetition. The sound of the water moving past, that hypnotic state, if you allow yourself to get quiet, to get still, and listen to the water as it moves by, this is where I drop in to that still point and connect into my channel, and I can hear my higher self. I can hear my teachers. I can hear my guides talking to me And this is something that everyone is capable of. I'm not special. This is something that I've practiced and cultivated over many years so that I can know that I'm on track. And if I'm not, how can I course correct to get back on track for my soul's mission, for what I'm exploring and learning in this particular lifetime. And so this alpha state is what we're being invited to cultivate. I know that there are many apps that have amazing alpha state meditations. There are a billion YouTube videos with binaural beats and frequency soundtracks that help us get into this state. If you are in the shamanic world, the drum, the beat of the drum is another way to drop into the alpha state and go into the hypnotic state of receptivity that moves our conscious mind out of the way and brings us into the state of all exploration, this openness. And the Sirius Stargate is here to support us to be able to do this at a greater volume, at a more aligned, easier connection. Those portals are open to help us return back to source, to connect with our teachers in spirit, to connect with our guides, and to have this dialogue with self and our allies in the spirit world so that we can then make the conscious choices that we need to make to take the next most aligned steps. The unfoldment of our most synchronistic lives, our most serendipitous lives, the lives that put us into the state of flow. And so I want to share with you what I heard that may be a key code to help us get into this state, to get into the state of hypnosis, the state of receptivity. And so just taking a minute to take a beautiful, gentle, clearing breath, to release everything that you just heard, to open to allowing yourself to receive these key codes. I am the fragrance of the rising sun. I am the light on the morning dew. I am the stillness of the summer wind. Wait. Listen. Dream. Allow these words, these frequencies to open your channel of connection, to support your exploration, to support your reflection and redirection this week. Thank you so much for joining me for this frequency intel. I'm so grateful for the resonance and the entrainment that your frequency brings to these frequency intel. I love you. I wish you a beautiful, benevolent, spirit-filled week. And all of the love that you are ready and willing to receive. I'll see you next week. And in the meantime, be at peace. Bye for now.